All right, hello everybody. This is my YouTube video on a 2000 Fleetwood Bayside ABS camper. As you can tell, I already prepped, which is some regular 5-10 mil Visqueen. For those of you that have the ABS rooftops that are cracking, I decided to take mine completely off. Essentially, it's like 2 Tupperware containers with a piece of foam, and depending on the gear, you may or may not have some fiberglass stripping on top, which, as you can see, looks kind of rough, but a lot of it's smooth to the touch. I took it down with 220, in some parts 180, and I even went as low as 120 in a few areas. However, if you're using an orbital sander, be careful because you can take off if you corner it too hard. Some of this normal wear and tear, as you can see, I circled kind of the spots that I'm going to be bondoing with. Some of these parts just came off when I took off the vinyl roofing. Big shout out to everyone that's already done this. As you can tell, the ABS roof comes off completely, but there are parts here that in other videos I personally didn't notice. I kind of chopped this up a bit, but they actually did a nice cut, kind of like the shape of a Bondo, you know, a smoothing putty or a putty spatula or whatever you want to call it. They did the same shape. I just tried cutting it out, but underneath there is, it actually protrudes, if you can see, into the foam itself. So if I was to take that out, there'd be a huge gaping hole. So nevertheless, that's why people shaped it. So I've cut me out a 5x5 shape, but I straightened the edges, came down, and I'm gonna take this and I'm actually gonna stencil that out, and that's where I'm gonna bond it and I'm gonna shape it, and hopefully it comes out nice. But we're stoked here. Just quite a bit of work to do with the Bondo. I started off with just a quart, and I had my fiance grab the gallon bucket instead. So here we are. Definitely a lot of work to do, but I am very excited to see how this comes out. Regardless, it's going to look a heck of a lot better than before. So you're going to have your normal grooves and stuff. It just happens naturally when you take off that ABS shell. The top is in spectacular condition considering what this camper shell looked like beforehand. So I prepped some Visqueen. I took down, sanded it. I did a very light in some areas. There was still some sticky black greenish residue, and I believe that's just from the glue that they used to mend that ABS vinyl shell or plastic shell, whatever it was, at the top of this. Most of it's come out. The rough spots I will go over again a little bit with some acetone, very light. But the main concern here, from what I read on the GRIZZLY GRIP website and all the other reviews, is just making sure that this thing is prepped and smooth. Usually when you use Bondo, you want to agitate and scuff up or score the surface that you're working on. But in this case, it's already quite porous. So we will go from there, folks. I will be taking video steps at a time. This is the prepping step. The initial prepping step. I will be videoing next once we apply the Bondo and sand it down. Okay, until then.